The brooding Gamkaberg, together with the equally mysterious Rooiberg, appear to have been laid down as one over the lowlands of the Little Karoo. The Gamkaberg Nature Reserve was established in 1974 to conserve a small remnant herd of endangered Cape Mountain zebra. They numbered just 5 in 1976, but fortunately focused conservation initiatives involving resettling of animals into private and national nature reserves helped their numbers increase. The concrete strips along the Ascent are not smooth either, and every meter or so there's an expansion joint, and some of them have grown quite big gaps. This makes for a bumpy ride, and of course there are also water diversion channels every 30 meters or so, which throws everyone in the vehicle around unless you're driving really slowly. Expect an average speed of around 6 kilometers per hour. Anything faster is unpleasant and can be dangerous too. The entire route to the southern exit gate will take at least 2 hours. Don't do this pass if you're short on time. The track begins climbing steeply via a slow left-hand curve up the right-hand flank of the main ravine. It's not concrete all the way, and normal gravel sections are utilized throughout the ascent where the gradient is not too steep. This first section lasts for 750 meters, where the first hairpin is encountered. It's a very sharp double right-hand bend of 90 degrees with a brief straight section in between. Longer SUVs and utilities might have to do a 3-point turn at the second sharper bend. The direction switches into the southwest for the next 340 meters, and the road climbs very steeply. This section is concrete all the way. Views to the right are magnificent, and the road up can be seen far below, snaking its way up the ravine. In the distance, the Swartberg Mountains can still be seen. If you decide to stop along the section to take photographs, please make sure that you've engaged your handbrake properly. The next hairpin comes up at the 1.2 kilometer point, and this one is brutal. It switches direction through 170 degrees and has an extremely tight turning arc, and to cap things off, it's also one of the steepest parts of the entire route. Make sure you have some decent engine revs available here. Once through the bend, the gradient eases off slightly and the new vistas to the left can be enjoyed. This section is 400 meters long and ends in a double 90-degree right-hand bend, but this one is much easier than the first one. The reserve is open daily from sunrise to sunset. Day visitors can browse the information center, enjoy finding their way through the labyrinth, or take short hikes and use the picnic or braai facilities. The reserve is ideally suited to those seeking peace and tranquility. Modern 4x4s have various drivetrain options, but a hard-surfaced 4x4 route like this one presents a number of problems for certain vehicles. For those vehicles when the center diff gets automatically locked up when low range is engaged, a problem is that the vehicle will experience axle wind-up on the sharper corners. In such cases, it's best to rather select first gear high range. Be aware, on some of the concreted hairpins, that the gradients are as steep as 1 in 3, and the vehicles that are not in low range might experience a loss of power and stall. For vehicles that have an all-wheel drive and 4x4 option, all-wheel drive would be a better option to select for this pass. Once through this big horseshoe bend, the road heads south for quite a long time as it snakes its way through hundreds of perpetual S-bends. At the 2.5 kilometer mark, there's a small square clearing on the left-hand side of the track, which is for parking. A tiny sign on the right points the way to a view site and warns of steep and dangerous precipices. Take the short walk of about 200 meters to the edge of the ravine and enjoy the breathtaking views. The Gamkaberg Nature Reserve itself comprises an area of 10,430 hectares. The terrain is rugged with mountainous plateau incised by deep ravines. The major rock formations are Table Mountain quartzites and shales, as well as Bokkefold sandstone and shales. The mountain lies between the winter and summer rainfall regions, experiencing gentle soaking rain in winter and thunder showers in summer. The annual rainfall averages 500 millimeters at the summits and 300 millimeters on the lower slopes. Be sure to watch parts 3 and 4, which cover the remainder of the ascent and the main descent down to the southern exit gate.